So the other items that we said are worthy of consideration is the one related to agenda item 6, the draft guidelines on the provision of food information for prepackaged foods offered via e-commerce. Now, again, this item is actually at step 3 right now and will be discussed at step 4 at the committee level. Now, here, what we identified is that there is a need here to have a consistency between this item and the following one, the subsequent one, that is discussed under agenda item 7, in the way we define food information that ought to be provided using, technology. And in fact, right now, based on what we saw, that consistency is really being fulfilled. And we hear, really, our analysis led really to identify that, again, what we want to achieve at the principal level is that we have a set of requirements for information to be provided to consumers who shop for food online. They need to have comparable information when they are shopping at a physical setting. And we consider that the document has evolved yes, but based on the examination of the way the electronic working group dealt with items where no consensus was reached, at this point, every time consensus was not reached, it seems that the document refers the matter to be dealt with at the national legislation. And we consider that this is not necessarily the best practice that we could use, because if we are saying everything needs to be, dealt with at the national legislation, it really negates the value to drive harmonization. So what we think is that maybe this item will warrant a little bit more discussion, and maybe it's not ready to move to the next step. So hopefully the plenary discussion will really allow more consensus building around this text. When we move to agenda item 7, on the other hand, and this is about the proposed draft guidelines on the use of technology to provide food information. And this is really a proposal now to make amendments to the general standard for the labeling of prepackaged foods. Again, this is at step 3. But in this particular case, what we found is, again, the same recommendation is to make sure that we have consistency with the other text. And it seems that this consistency is well respected. The committee is asked also to look at particularly these sections of the text, section 4.1 and 4.2, or these subsections, I guess, of the draft guidelines, and to make sure that essentially these sections fulfill the intent that was pursued by the project document. Our review of the way these sections are drafted seem to indicate that fulfillment is respected. So essentially, we seem to be identifying here that this text, although it is being discussed for the first time at plenary at CCFL47, there doesn't seem to be any polarizing issues around it, and perhaps just the plenary discussions would allow to move it either to 5 as an adoption as a draft standard, or even potentially to 5.8 if there is enough consensus around it.